Hello everyone, this is Juhi and today I'll be showing you how to make a mixed media canvas. This is the project we'll be making in today's video, and here are a few shots, close-up shots of the amazing dimension that we will create. So I'll be using a piece of packaging cardboard as the base for my project. I begin by removing removing one side of the paper on the corrugated cardboard to reveal the corrugated part, and then adding some pattern paper onto it. In the end, in my completed project, I couldn't really see the pattern of the paper, so you can also use regular white cardstock for this purpose. I tore the edges to create a rustic vintage look, and I'll then go ahead and distress them. Again, neither the distressing nor the patterns were really visible in my end project. So now I'll go ahead and distress them with the vintage photo and hickory smoke distress inks. Now I'm going to paste this pattern paper onto my cardboard backing with some liquid glue, and then go ahead and apply a layer of watered down gesso onto this. So this will prime the surface and make it easier for me to work with different color mediums onto the paper. I first stamp the front definition stamp here from Hero Arts with some black archival ink, and then I go ahead and add some dimension and texture to my surface by adding some modeling paste through stencils. So I'm using Tim Holtz stencils because they come in really beautiful vintage looks. They create a really good textured worn out look. So now I am done with adding all the texture paste and I'm let it dry, and I'm happy with what I've added. So I'll go ahead and start adding some color onto my work surface. So I'm using Design Memory Craft Faber-Castell gelatos for the purpose. These are really creamy lipstick-like texture, crayon-like things, which blend really well with water. And as you can see, they blend really well with your fingers. You can just go over them with your fingers and then blend in the colors, and they're beautifully reactive to water. So once you spray some water, you will blend in the colors some more. So I will go on adding colors until I'm happy with the effect. So what I want to create is a sun kind of thing at the upper right corner, and a blue sky and green and yellow tones in between. So I'm just adding those colors and blending them in with my fingers. I really enjoy this process. After the gelatos, I added some shimmer sprays from Lindy's Stamp Gang, and again, since they are water based, I am able to blend them with my fingers and they'll further blend the colors from the gelatos. Now I go ahead and add some gold for the sun using my Inca gold paint, gold metallic paint, and I also add the paint with over the some of the stenciled modeling paste areas. Then I go ahead and add more paint, but because I was not really happy with the paint from the gelato, so I go ahead and add some acrylic paint with my hands in some blues and greens, and then spread it out with water. So this is what my canvas looks like. It's dry now, and I want to add some flowers. So for flowers, I'm just using some fabric acrylic paint, and with my fingers and just creating some circles, random circles. So I want to create an abstract effect, so I'm just doing going over with my fingers. So now these look really too bright for me for my palette, so I'm just going to go ahead and add some more, some dull them a bit by adding some different acrylic paints from Tim Hortons. These are the distressed paints because they come in beautiful distressed looks, so, and which is what I'm looking for from this canvas. So I keep on adding, filling up the space till I'm happy with the result. This was really, really fun. I know they don't look great, but I had a blast making these. Now I set aside my canvas to dry and I start working on my kite. For my kite, I drew a kite onto some pattern paper and traced that design onto a piece of cardboard and cut it out. And I stuck that paper onto the cardboard and add some different pattern paper to create a pattern on the kite. And now I'm going to add some real sticks from my garden to for the on the kite, and I'm sticking them onto the kite with use some multimedia matte finish multimedia. Once it's dried, I cut off the excess and I do it on the other side also. Once the sticks have stuck, I go ahead and cover the kite with a layer of watered down gesso. While the kite is drying, I'm going ahead and stamping onto my canvas. So I want to add some outline to the flower. So I have this stamp from Ellen Hudson, which has got beautiful abstract flower outline. So I'm going ahead and stamping them with black archival ink, and I add some leaves too. And then I add some the same friend definition stamp randomly onto my canvas. So I apply uneven pressure to make it look more random. And now my kite has dried, and I'm seeing the placement of the kite on my canvas, and then adding some black outlines for the sun using Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft Black Gelato, and then adding some gold here and there over the embossed areas, not embossed, rather the embossing texture created through the texture paste used through stencils. So I'm just adding the gold paint and then blending it out with my fingers. I want to give a title soar to my canvas, and these are the alphabets which I have die cut on my die cutting machine on cardboard, and I apply some gold paint over them. And now I just add a layer of camel artist fixative onto my canvas because these are all water based paints and I don't want to mess with them and I want to fix them, so I just do that. Now like I painted my kite in red and yellow acrylic paints, and now I'm going ahead and adding some dimension onto it. So I'm using a Prima stencil or doily stencil and adding some Faber-Castell texture looks in gold. On one side, and an art anthology texture paint. It's more like a dimensional paint. It's called sorbet. It's a sorbet dimensional paint from art anthology that I'm using. It creates beautiful dimensional shimmer paint effects through stencils. And then I'm randomly stamping through using some mixed media stamps. This is what it'll look like in the end. Isn't it gorgeous? So once this all this is dried, add some multimedia matte onto the top of the kite, spread it out with my fingers, and add some glass glitter in copper from Prima. So it's like it is a big chunky glitter, so it adds amazing texture to my kite. Once this is done, I go and add some black details with my black gelato, and some directly using the gelato or picking it up in a brush and adding it. I add the gelatos at the edges of the kite also. And now I stick the kite onto my canvas using some double-sided tape. Now I'll go ahead and add the soar title to my canvas with some multimedia matte. I go ahead and keep adding color and highlighting areas and adding shadows with the black gelatos and other paints until I'm satisfied with the result. To finish off the canvas, I add some highlights with white gesso. I just pick it up in my stencil brush and I splatter it over the canvas so it creates a beautiful effect. In the end, I added some metallic beads from an old bangle to some of the flowers as the flower centers, and added some glass glitter in the center to finish it off.